Along with investment problems, we've also talked about some other problems, such as mixtures, problems with tickets, where you're buying tickets to some event, problems with money, and problems when you're buying stuff, like 5 hamburgers and 3 orders of french fries, or maybe you're buying, in this case, pants and shirts. So let's look back at these and make sure you have an understanding. If you're still struggling with the investments, you should watch the investment video, not this video. Okay, so for mixtures, how many liters of a 40% acid solution and of a 55% acid solution must be used to produce 60 liters of a 45% acid solution? So I know how many liters I have, right? So I know liters, and I know my solution concentrations. Okay, so if I'm looking at my first one, I'll call it A and B again. A, B, and C. Okay, my first solution, 40%, right? My second one is 55%, and together they're going to make something that is 45%. How many liters were in the 40% solution? That's what I don't know. So I'm going to say X is liters of 40% solution. And Y is going to be my liters of the 55% solution. Do I know how much total there is? Yeah, altogether it's 60 liters. If I'm looking at my concentration, this is going to be a 0.4x. It's going to be 0.55y. And altogether, how much does it make? It makes a 45% concentration with 60 liters in it. So there are my two equations. X plus y equals 60, and 0.4x plus 0.55y equals 0.45 times 60. 0.45 times 60 equals 27. Now I have this system, and you can solve using elimination or substitution. Once you choose if you want to use substitution or elimination, you'll eventually get to the point where you know 40 liters of the 40% solution and 20 liters of the 55% solution. I'm not going to solve these. I'm not going to show you how to use substitution or elimination. Hopefully you already know how to do that. If not, you should reference the videos on substitution and elimination. My next problem has to do with tickets. So admission to a baseball game is $2 for general admission and $3.50 for reserved seats. The receipt at the end of the day said that $36,250 worth of tickets were sold, and that was 12,500 admissions. So how many of each seat were sold? So I'm going to call G the number of general admission seats. And I'm going to call R the number of reserved. So what do I know? I know that altogether there's 12,500 tickets that were sold. So that means the number of general admission plus the number of reserved seats equaled 12,500 seats sold. I know that $36,250 was earned. Each general admission ticket earned $2. So 2 times the number sold will give me the total amount of money that was brought in. Each reserved seat earned $3.50. So if I multiply $3.50 times the number of reserved seats sold, then I'll get the total, which is $36,250. So here's my system. Again, you can use substitution or elimination, and you should figure out that there were 5,000 general admission seats, and there was 7,500 reserved seats sold. Do the math, see if you can come up with those answers. We also have spoken about money problems. So if Louis has 27 coins and it totals $5.40, the only coins he has are quarters and dimes. How many of each are there? So I want to know, how many quarters does he have? And I want to know, how many dimes does he have? I know that the number of quarters plus the number of dimes equals a certain amount. Does it equal 27 coins, or does it equal $5.40 if I add the number of quarters and the number of dimes? Good, you should know it's 27. And if I want to know, or if I know that his total was $5.40, I need to know, how much are the quarters worth? Each quarter is worth 25 cents. So 25 cents times a quarter plus 10 cents times a dime equals $5.40. So here is my system. Now you just need to know substitution or elimination. Eventually you'll get 18 quarters and 9 dimes. Okay, and the last topic we talked about was purchases, buying stuff. If someone buys this amount of food and this amount of food, altogether they spend this much. Or in this case, I've got Frank who bought some pants and he bought a shirt. So I'm going to say P stands for the number of, hold on. Reading the question, I know that it asks, what is the price of each? So P is going to stand for the price of each pair of pants. I don't like using S's as variables, so I'm going to say H stands for price of each shirt. So that means if he has 2 pairs of pants, I have to multiply 2 times the price of the pants. Plus, he bought 1 shirt, and together that was $68. If he changed his mind and bought 2 shirts and 1 pair of pants, though, he would only have spent $55. So here's my system. Or you could write them like H plus 2P equals 68, and 2H plus P equals 55 if you want. So you solve this system using substitution or elimination. Hopefully you'll get that it's $14 for a shirt and $27 for a pair of pants.